episode of B Talks. And I'm your host again, Beatrice. Welcome to this week. Sorry I've been away. I had to go home for Easter break, and before Easter, there was the Holy Week. We were super busy, but here I am now. Because I'm not going to disappoint you guys. B Talks is here again, and today we'll be discussing short summaries of some of the African stories, African novels that we must have read in the past, maybe primary or secondary or university books like that. But mostly primary and secondary. So some are Nigerian authors, mostly Nigerian authors. Then we have some Ghanaian, some Liberian authors. So what are we waiting for? We'll begin now. So first story here is Dizzy Angel by Gracie Osifo. So this book, I think I read this book when I was in secondary school, then boarding school, and one of the girls then brought it to the hostel, and I was able to borrow it and read for a while. So the storyline is basically that the main character, her name is Ogbanje. Yeah, quite the interesting name, right? So they gave her that name because supposedly her past self, she kept coming over and over again. She would come as a baby and die. She would come again and die. So when our parents were tired of the endless cycle of pain because they thought the child was determined to punish her parents, they went to this chief priest, water chief priest, Olokun or something like that. And the guy said he would help them hold the baby the next time she comes, but in exchange, the child had to marry him. And the father agreed. Of course, they did it. And she came along and she was betrothed to the chief priest. But along the line, her father decided to be stubborn and sent her to school, a girl to school as at then. And she went to a boarding house where she met a rival boys' school, and she met this handsome young boy, Peter. She liked Peter, Peter liked her, but Peter had a temper. At the same time, she met Moses. Moses was the son of the chief priest she was betrothed to. Lots of stuff happened, like her drowning, blah blah blah, always being sick and fragile and all that stuff. But guess what? She ended up marrying Moses because she ended up disliking Peter's temper. But she married Moses, and Moses became what? A pastor, and she was saved by the power of the Holy Spirit. Dun dun dun. So next story. Next story is Without a Silver Spoon. I didn't really read that, or maybe I did. I can't remember. Okay, I know this one. The Concubine, Hamadi. This one is about a river god again falling in love with mortal women. I don't know what this river god and falling in love with innocent mortal women. Okay, so what's her name? I've forgotten. Well, she's the main character. Her main husband died, and the husband's the older or younger brother wanted to marry her. The man was tormenting her, and on her behalf, the river goddess punished the man and all that stuff. Anyone that wanted to marry her, this river god would kill or punish the person. But in particular, there was this suitor she already had a child, by the way, by her late husband. The suitor wanted to marry her. But everybody kept warning this man, you can't marry this woman, you know her story. Daisy, come. Okay. You know her story. But he insisted. So they went to a priest, and the priest said to marry her, they needed to appease the gods, and they needed some stuff for a sacrifice. Now, this way gets interesting. They got the stuff for the sacrifice, and one of them had to be two male lizards. Yeah. So they told her son that she had by her late husband to be the one to go shoot for the lizards because he played a lot with makeshift bow and arrow. Now this boy decided to sharpen this arrow and dip it in poison. So as he saw the lizard like this and shot the arrow, for some reason the arrow magically flew like this and turned around and hit the intending man. It was dipped in poison. He didn't survive it. The end. River God wins again. Okay, this one is the gods are not to blame. Olaretime. If you are also an avid reader and you're familiar with Greek mythology, the gods are not to blame. The story will not be strange to you. It's based on this Greek mythology, Oedipus' story. But Olaretime was able to rewrite that same story. Didn't really change anything, but changed the name to an African setting, added I think songs and stuff like that. So it is basically the story of a king that heard the prophecy that his own son would kill him and marry his wife, the queen. So because of that, he told one of the servants, to go kill the baby. So the servant took the baby to the evil forest, but didn't have the heart to kill an innocent baby because why now? So gave the baby to somebody he met in the bush, and told them to go and raise the child. Now, this person went away, took the child, raised the child, and the child grew up and came back to that same town and contested for kingship, killed the king, and because he was now king, married the queen, his mother. Prophecy. Of course, they later found out and lots of stuff happened, but basically, I think they're trying to say you can't thwart prophecy. Or maybe when you're trying to thwart prophecy, that's when it will happen. So try your best not to be thwarting prophecy. Oedipus, gods are not to blame. Same thing, same thing. All right. Then we have No Longer at Ease, Chinua Achebe. I don't really know that story. Medicine for Love, James and Enshaw. God, this I love. Medicine for Love is so funny. It's a play and it's so hilarious. So this man, the he wants to I think it's a Ghanaian setting. Ekuya, whatever. He wanted to contest for a post in politics, but at the same time they were trying to marry him off to three women. One is a sweetheart, Nene Kasina, very beautiful. One is a chimney smoker, and one is like I don't even know how to describe that one as. So different kind of hilarious stuff, and all three of them ended up falling in love with another set of persons. And then at his election, they brought in this fake medicine man that said he would give him a pen that he used to write his name and will ensure that he won. Only for him to write name, and after everything, the chemical he put wiped out everything. His form was black. So our guy lost not only the elections, but his three wives and women. Okay, no, two women actually. So one of that sweet one, the Nene Kasina, was the one that ended up coming back, and that was the one he ended up marrying. So at least he won something at the end of the day. There's things fall apart. Oh God, Okonkwo's story. If you don't know this one, they should beat you. My favorite quote there: "The boy calls you father. Do not have a hand in his death." But Koko ended up doing that. I think that was the beginning of the end. That was what unraveled everything, and he ended up committing suicide. Of course, he killed somebody first. He was banished, and then ended up committing suicide at the end of the day. Konko story is sad. Arrow of God. Okay, Ezeolu didn't commit suicide, but blah 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 blah. See, now so it be. And the secret lives of Baba Segi's wives, Lola Shone. Ended up that all Baba Segi's wives, the kids were not his. I mean, can you imagine that? None of the kids were his. Not even Segi. Apparently, he's impotent. Or should I say he has been shooting blanks. The drummer boy. Oh, Aki, the blind boy that kept drumming and this interesting whatever. Oh, the bottled leopard. This one is a boy in their family. They turned to leopards actually, and they were able to. I think they caged this leopard, but he went to school and told the wrong person, and then it became a rumor, and it was ostracized and all that stuff, something like that. The Potter's Wheel, of course, Obechina, Maduabuchi. Obechina was like this spoiled only son slash last born and stuff. So when he was overspoiled, his father decided, I am the potter, you are the wheel. Now where I want son, you go, you go, go. So his father sent him to teacher and his wife born Margaret Thatcher. Obu suffered there, but ended up becoming a great boy at the end of the day, I think. At least the story says it should be. Who hasn't read Sugar Girl? Hands up. Shame on you. Sugar Girl, I think Sugar Girl, My Mother's Daughter, and even Koku Baboni were made by this UB Reader Booster. Yeah, so they were the ones that made all those series. Koku Baboni. Koku because he will not die, Baboni because I drew him out of water. There was the white woman, Sugar Girl, of course. There was Ayawa with the dangling breast down in the picture. Chiki and the river. I ended up meeting smugglers because he wanted to see River Niger by fire by force. Time Changes Yesterday. God, I loved that movie. Sorry, that novel. It was this awesome romantic story about a widower that wanted to marry his daughter's teacher, Kofo. Lovely, lovely. Mother's Choice. Oh, yeah, the boy, the right foot. God, time will not permit me actually to go through all the story. So, the conclusion is you should have read all these books. I won't be able to go through everything, even the right foot. It was about, there's a story they told inside the right foot. The story inside the story. It was one of my favorites. Sambeng, the friend of all men. So, did you enjoy this? Did it take you back? Were you nostalgic? Of course, there are still lots of stories I didn't write down because I could remember a lot of them, and even non-African, whatever, but we are talking about Africans today. So maybe some other time we'll try to summarize those ones I skimmed through. Okay, love ya. Bye.